You know, that is a good quality 10.5, 11-inch fish. Boom. What is happening, people? Hey guys, today is October the 15th. Water temperature is about 72, 73 degrees. I haven't been here to Hyco fishing in about 2 weeks. Anyway, we're going to look around. This is fall season. We're going to see if the fish has done very much transitioning. I really doubt it. I don't think the water has quite got cool enough for them to start making a transition out of some deeper water. What I've seen so far, I've saw some crappie that are in that 6-8 foot range down to about 15 feet. Kind of what I expected. Hey guys, we appreciate all the support we've been getting for this channel. Hey, don't forget, hit that subscribe button below. Subscribe to the channel. And hey guys, stay with us. Hey, let's go catch a fish. All right, folks, we got some people in the background building some stuff. So anyway, here's the rig we're using today. Got the bigger version of the bug. My last video, that's some of the lures that Dennis sent me. That's a upsize of the bug right there. And I've got it paired with a gold 16th ounce head. I've got a split shot above it. These fish are fairly deep. Now I probably caught 5 or 6 crappie out there on that drop off on the creek channel, but they were all on the small size. And I think I'm pretty close. I don't have a marker on this. The wind, you notice behind me, the wind is not blowing, so I really don't need to throw a buoy marker out on these fish. Now I'll say this, I'm kind of pre-fishing today. We have Carolina all out. I'm supposed to carry them fishing next week sometime, and very excited about that. They want to come to the Hyco Lake region and do some fishing. They've never been here fishing. We're going to do some crappie fishing. We're going to do a catch and cook. So not sure when that video will air, but I want to make sure that I have found some fish for them, and that way we won't have to waste any time. We can just come to these spots. So anyway, let's turn around and see if we can catch a fish. Now that's not a bad crappie. But you see, that's Dennis's blue cricket there. That is easily a 10-inch crappie. Boom. Nice size crappie for Hyco Lake. Now I will say this, I had to make about 3 drops. Crappie are not aggressive today. And I'm gonna show you on this phone. I'm just coming off of the movement period. I hope you can see that. The red line so the overall movement period is not that great today. We've also got a low pressure on us right now too, so the barometric pressure has dropped. So these crappie, these bigger ones are not as aggressive. So anyway, I've always noticed if you use that fishing and hunting solar times, the days that I see that it says it's poor, most of the time you don't catch quite as many fish. If it says good, you catch more fish. Anyway, let's drop on this thing one more time, see if we can catch a fish. Second crappie, quality crappie. That and probably 10.5, almost 11 inches. That's Dennis's blue cricket there again, y'all. They kind of like that blue. Good crappie, good quality crappie there. Now they responded to this fairly well. Now, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to switch colors just to see if these crappie have a different reaction. Now you guys know me, I will change colors in a heartbeat. Now this is the other rig, that is the Bobby Garland's Monkey Milk. I have it paired with a 1/16 ounce shad looking head. I have a split shot above it. Now when I'm dropping a split shot down, I prefer to have the split shot at least 18 inches from the lure, and that allows the lure a little extra line so it can move in the current. Like as a fish comes into it and swipes at it, that lure will swing out and swing back. If you have your weight closer, it's not quite, it don't have quite the freedom, if you know what I mean. So let's drop this down here and see what we can catch. Okay guys, so I had to switch. The GoPro's done got warm, the sun's shining on it. Thing got warm, it clicked off, so I'm going to my back camera right now. We're still in the same place, still have the monkey milk. We're getting ready to drop it down, so let's see what happens. So as I'm approaching brush under the water, I have this is a 10-foot B&M rod, and I can take this rod just like this, and before I actually get to it, I can lay that lure out in front of the boat and let it drop. That's what I prefer to do versus dropping straight down. So right now, the tree is about 10 feet out in front of me. I can lay that lure out. Just like that, boom. There's another crappie here. Boom. That's another, look, that's a good quality crappie. That's a 10.5-inch fish. Boom. You know, that's a 10.5-inch crappie there. Good quality, good eating fish. Now, since I have some guys coming fishing with me, I'm not going to stay here and continue to hammer these fish. I'm getting ready to move right up to the lake to a different spot, and I'm going to fish that. Like I said earlier, I'm just looking for places that are holding fish, making sure that my pattern continues to stay the same. So let me give you this little tidbit. So many times in a lake, when I'm running from point A to point B, I may not crank my big motor. So I like to search, and I find a lot of brush like this. So I'm going from those docks that you see behind me, I just checked those, to a place out here in the middle of the lake where I know there's some structure. So instead of cranking the big motor and going over there, it's not that far, it's a couple of 100 yards. I'm gonna set my trolling motor, I set it on 100 so I can make good time. But this is what I do, and I'm gonna show you this on the Livescope. So basically I'm going along at a fast clip, and I'm using, since my Livescope is mounted on my trolling motor, and I'm using it to scan out in front of me, you know, about a 40-degree span, looking to the left, looking to the right. And I'll move along, you can hear the trolling motor come on, and I'll move along, and then I let it rest so it keeps the same track, and I swing the motor left to right. If I spot a signature that shows up on the forward looking, then I'm going to go in that direction till I determine whether that's a school of shad, a stump, or a brush pile. And I find a lot of brush like that. So this is kind of how it goes. I'm going to run the GoPro till I get to that next point, and I'm going to show you kind of how it works. So you can see my trolling motor here. I got it set on 100, and I'm motoring along. I set my Livescope. I'm looking out about 70 feet. That's where I like to to run it. I know I'm gonna go across the creek channel, so I keep it set about 25 feet. And hopefully you can see this. And you notice, see those little signatures coming up in there? You know, that's possibly shad. So I'm gonna go in that direction. I'm gonna move the Livescope back and forth till I can determine whether that is, so you can see those shad. So those are shad. And most of the time you're looking, that really looks like something going all the way to the bottom there. Probably shad. See how shad will fool you sometime. Here again, I'm going over here towards that point there. I just turned the trolling motor. You can hear the trolling motor on high. And when I look back at my Livescope, that's all I'm gonna see. Now I'm gonna let off the trolling motor and I'm gonna scan left to about a 90-degree angle, and I'm gonna scan back left. Now if I don't see anything, I'm gonna continue on my track. And remember, as you're going along, I'm scanning out about 70 feet. So I can move up about 20 feet, scan. Move up 20 feet, scan. And you'll be surprised what you'll start to see on the bottom. Here we go. So I've just moved up again. I'm scanning. You can see it's getting a little shallower. So I'm gonna move my trolling motor back, and boom, you see, notice I see there's structure here on the bottom. Boom. And you notice it's about 30 feet. So I want to look at that really close. You can see here's a drop off. So I want to look at that really close. So when it gets about 20 feet, I'm going to come down to my menu, forward looking. I'm going to click 20, back, and see how it zooms in on that structure. So I can tell that looks like crappie. Out here, that looks like some brush. Boom, looks like a big brush pile right here. See that big brush pile? Oh, see that big brush pile there? Here's a drop off, and like there's some crappie suspended over there. So that just goes to show you, as you move from point A to point B, you can use that Livescope to scan right to left and spot a lot of structure that you may not see on 2D sonar or down scan or even side scan. I know I have missed it on side scan, especially at Kerr Lake when I was looking for brush. I would, you know, float off a brush pile that I was fishing, and I would just be scanning out, just looking in general, boom, and find some enormous brush piles down there. So anyway, hey, maybe that's a tip that you can use. Maybe that helped you. I'm gonna turn around and drop in on these crappie here. I'm gonna turn the back camera on and see what we can catch. Hey, stay with us. Let's go catch a fish. That was an old crappie. Small crappie, maybe 9 inches. And that was caught on that lure, that tadpole blue lure, small crappie. Let's drop down there. There was a bunch of crappie down there. Let's see if we can catch another one. All right, there's another one here. Not a big crappie. Caught on Dennis's lure. That's a 9-inch crappie. That's a keeper here. Boom. All right, we're gonna switch colors on them. Now these fish are fairly high in the water column. There's a hump under the water, and they're on top of that hump. I really think I could back off from these fish and actually cast to them and probably catch them a little better. So let's change to a different color and see what happens. a little bit better crappie here. You know, that is a good quality 10.5, 11-inch fish. Boom. That is a good fish, y'all. Anyway, we're gonna turn this one back too. Nice fish, caught him on the monkey milk. So that's why I'm a firm believer. Change colors, give them a different look, and just see what happens. Okay, so I threw the buoy out, and I am going to throw, that is just a shad color. I think that is a 1/16 ounce jig head. Really prefer an 1/8. So there's no wind really blowing, and you just saw me catch a few fish on this hump. Like I said, the fish are up in the water column. So I'm gonna see if they will react to a bait swimming by more so than actually vertical jigging. So I've marked the spot under the water, and I'm gonna back off about 50 feet and cast to it. And I marked it simply for the reason so I'll know exactly where to cast, because those fish are bunched fairly tightly. So let's turn around, see if we can catch a fish. Okay, so I'm about 40 feet away from the buoy and it's sitting right on the hump. I'm gonna try to throw past that and allow the lure. So here's the fish. I'm gonna throw out past it, allow the lure to sink down to at least the top of where the fish are, and then start bringing the lure back. Once I started moving that lure back, it's not gonna sink any deeper unless I move it really slow. Now this is a 1/16, so if you throw it here, fish ball is sitting here, and you start winding, it's gonna come straight across just like this. If it was an 1/8, it may get deeper gradually. That's really what you want. Now I can't put a lot of pressure on that 16. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Flip the bell. I'm gonna just start moving it slowly backward. And you notice how slow I'm moving this? I want that lure to fall slowly or just move through the water column to look as natural. There's a bait. I had him on with it. Come on. Now you notice I didn't move it far, maybe 4 feet. Just give it a second, let it sink back. There's a lot of fish there in that area. So I'm not gonna get excited if I miss that one. Just continue to move it on. Throw out past. Raise my rod up to allow that lure to fall straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Start moving it really slow. I'm feeling for a thump. Just bringing it back by those fish, hoping one will peel off and take the bait. And this would kind of be the same way as if you was trolling out the rear. Boom, just like that right there. This feels like a decent sized fish. It's a good crappie, y'all. That crappie is probably close to 11 inches. That's a good crappie. Boom. Now that would my method of doing that would be just like if you was trolling out the rear. The only issue if you was actually trolling out the rear over this high spot is you'd have 4 or 5 rods. You'd have to make sure that your depth was above this high spot here, or you just get hung up. But anyway, by casting to it, I can adjust that. Now, since I'm coming back, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna keep hammering this spot here. I'm gonna pull this buoy up. This is a pretty common area. Lots of people fish this area. A lot of people use minnows. That was a curly-tailed jig. That was a good quality fish. And I'm not gonna keep hammering this spot. I'm looking for multiple spots to fish. So I'm gonna run up the lake and I'm gonna fish a couple of other spots. We're just catching a few fish, checking lures, and checking water temperature. So hey, stay with us. Let's go catch a fish. Hey guys, we appreciate all the support we've been getting for this channel. We appreciate you watching. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Share this channel with someone that you know that likes hunting and fishing shows. We appreciate it. Hit the notification bell, click that like button. Hey, and don't forget to comment. I like to see your comments, good or bad. Hey, I get some bad comments sometimes, but anyway, hey, it's all good. And anyway, we appreciate all the support we've been getting. As I said, hey guys, you remember, it's a wildlife, and I'll see you on the water.